Okay, what I want to talk about now is, we all are starting these horses to actually be barrel horses, right? So the one thing they have to do is they have to learn how to turn. So what I like to do is teach my horse how to actually get prepared to come around to the right. I'm going to get everything set up to come around, okay? And then I'm going to get to a certain point, and I'm going to hold what I have. I'm going to take my outside leg, and I'm going to push my horse around instead of pulling him around, okay? Because in the end, you want your horse to understand what inside pressure is, what outside pressure is. So then you've got it right through your legs. The middle of that horse's body is very important. Ribs of the horse actually helps control the shoulders and really helps that forward motion, and that's one thing that we need with these barrel horses. And so I'm going to do it again, like to the left. I'm going to just set his head to the inside a little bit. I'm going to get my nice tight circle going. When I get right here, I'm going to stop my hand pressure and add my leg pressure, and that's what's going to push this horse around. As you can tell, I'm not pulling on the inside rein. I'm actually setting him up where I want him, and then I'm actually following through with my leg pressure. That really moves that front end around, which is really important when they go to coming around the barrel. I like to get my horses understanding what to do with their body before I ever go to the barrel pattern, because it makes it so much easier if they know how to be connected, collected, and they know how to move. So we're going to add a little lope to this horse now. The one thing about it is, like I said, we have a strange bridle on. So we're going to start off with the trot, and he's probably going to be a little hesitant about the pressure that's on his face at first, but I'm going to try to keep a light hand, but yet I do have a little pressure. So he's kind of starting to give pretty good. I have very little pressure on my reins, just a little bit. I'm driving with my legs to make sure that I keep that forward motion. We'll stop, back up just a little bit. I'm going to use my outside leg to push him back around the other direction. Now we're going to try the lope this way. Again, I'm just placing my hands, adding a little bit of structure there, a little bit of pressure. So that feels pretty good. And back up. So right now, you got to see how the horse really, he's not afraid. He's not afraid of me. He's not afraid of my hands. It's a new bridle for him. Never had much of a curb chain on. He might have had one on for little periods, but nothing that's really structured like this. Never got scared. Never got worried. And that's really important for his future, because the last thing I want to do, like I said, is scare my horse through my hands. Okay, so now the little bit of stuff that we talked about in the round pen today, I'm going to show you how I take all that softness, giving, forward motion, connection, collection, and actually introduce the horse to the barrel pattern, or as I might say, my barrel drills, okay? And my barrel drills are about that horse learning how to move, stay connected, collected, and when I get in there tighter around the barrel, I'm actually not turning the barrel, but I'm just showing the horse how to move around it. Just move through there. That's all I'm really going to ask of this horse today. So we're going to start at a trot. Just going to this is the bigger circle. The bigger circle is for movement. I'm going to add my lope now. Remember, we've got a new bridle on. We're a little bit we're trying to figure that out. So I'm just going to let him do that. I'm going to go in here, add a smaller circle, go back out to the bigger circle. So when I went in there, he was a little bit unsure. So I'm just going to come back, going to repeat it, pushing through the back side. Softening back up and say, okay, now we've moved through there. Now just take him back to the barrel and say, it's not a bad place to be. It's a pretty good place to be if you understand how to move around the barrel. I want to talk a little bit about the starting of a horse's future, and that is when you start the breaking process. In my opinion, the breaking process sets the stage for the future of that horse. It all depends on what happens in those 3 to 6 to 8 months, because it's really hard to do something with a colt in 30 days. You're just figuring out kind of what the personality is of the horse and how you need to go about doing whatever you're trying to do at the end of that first 30 days. I think a good time frame is anywhere from 3 to 6 months. I mean, I know that sounds like a long time, but you got to remember, take your time with this. Be patient. Actually make sure that your horse understands what you're trying to teach them to do. The thing about this horse, when you watched him lope around today, this horse already knew how to give before I put the little bit more structured bridle on. It wasn't that I put the bigger bridle on to teach the horse to give. I taught the horse to give through pressure with the lighter bridle, so when I put this on, he already understood the pressure behind my hands. And it just takes time doing that. And so make sure that when you start your horse's future, that you give them the chance to be the horse they can be. So the drill, the setup that you see here is my personal program. It is breaking the mold. It's full of 3 different phases plus a ground zero. A very strong structured program. I travel quite a bit during the year. I'm home actually for a couple of months until January. Clinics start back up in January, and I've got a full schedule already. So I'm very blessed to have that. I appreciate everyone out there that supports me and supports the program. It's my passion to help people, and it's also my passion to help the horse understand what we're trying to teach them to do. And so today's been full of a lot of different things. I just touched on a few important things to me. The main thing is I want this out of a horse. I want my horse to be content. I want him to be confident, and I want him to understand what I'm actually teaching him to do. It takes time to do that. It takes patience. And a lot of times the horses get rushed through things, and we kind of have major setbacks. And always remember, sometimes you have to take a few steps back to take a few steps forward. You can visit my website. It's Breaking the Mold with Paul. The measurements and everything about the program is on the website. You can go on there. There's drill books. There's a training video. We've got a lot of literature out there on the program. Clinics are widespread, so if you're interested in a clinic, just check out the schedule. It's already on the website for next year, and see if there's one close to you. And if you need anything, just go to my website. My phone number's on there. Give me a call anytime, and I'll help you as much as I can.